Okay. I'm not afraid to talk. We are officially wanted to welcome everybody to the Licensing Commission meeting. The date is July 14th, and it is 6:03 p.m. First up is an adoption of the minutes of the June 9th meeting. Can I get a motion to adopt? Great. Second? Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Motion to adopt the meetings. Clerk's updates and new business.
Okay, so we're doing the election of the chair and vice chair?
Yeah, I think it'd be really dramatic.
Huh?
I'm just kidding. Yes.
Who's going to nominate who?
So
chair?
I'd like to nominate Marnie for president, chair.
Okay, who seconds it?
I second that.
Okay, and vice chair?
Do you want it? I'd like to
I
nominate Alex.
Emily.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter to me, so really, I would love for you to do it if you'd like to.
Oh, no, I'm still new.
Okay.
Want to learn it.
How about this? I'll be the transition vice, and then,
Okay.
yeah,
Sounds
great.
good.
So who's the vice?
I second Emily for vice.
Okay.
Great. That's settled.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So be it.
Thank you.
All in favor?
To you too.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, the Chelsea Day,
Yeah.
2022. It's a city-sponsored event with other members of the community, CCTV, the Chamber of Commerce, and nonprofits organizations. It's going to be September 17th with the rain date of the following Saturday, the 24th, I believe. We will close down Broadway from 5th Street to 3rd Street with the event. Cheryl wrote this. With fun and games for youth and a big stage with entertainment. In Luther Place, we will have a beer garden operated by one of our licensees, the Brown Jug. IDs will be checked by one of our marijuana retailers, Harbor House Collective. Chelsea Day is going to be from noon to 4 on Broadway. We are asking all of you to join us in a day of celebration. This notice is to seek permission for the one-day beer garden, entertainment, and service of food. The food establishments are responsible for their food permits, but we will be grilling hot dogs donated by KM.
Does anyone have any questions?
Nope.
Captain?
No, I know it went off without a hitch last year. We have plenty of police that are assigned to the events for traffic and the beer gardens, monitoring the beer gardens.
Okay. So
Great.
we're seeking permission for the one-day beer garden and entertainment and service of food.
So I'll make a motion to seek permission. Oh, yeah. Does anyone from the public have anything to add to that? Great. Motion to seek permission, approve permission.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great.
All set?
Great, thank you. So the second item on the agenda is a public hearing to consider an amusement and entertainment license application for Fiesta shows to operate a carnival on July 22nd through July 24th between the hours of 6 through 11 p.m. every day at 1100 Revere Beach Parkway. Hi.
Good evening, members of the, is this on?
Yeah,
Hello?
perfect. We can hear you.
I'm John Flynn, president of Dean and Flynn, doing business as Fiesta Shows out of Seabrook, New Hampshire. Here before you tonight, originally to request permission to do the event on those dates. Received a phone call from the parent company, owners of the property this morning. And before I came over here, I went over to meet the assistant manager of Home Depot. The Home Depot was planning to have a big sale, and they were concerned about parking. They notified the owners of the property. I met with the assistant manager, and based upon what he told me, I'm sure everyone that's seen the site realizes parking can be a bit of a quandary there.
Yeah.
I'm I'm here before you tonight to request a change of dates, to change it to September 8th to the 11th. Therefore, I wouldn't have a problem with the parking, because if the sale's as big as they say it's going to be, they're going to need that space that we would set up in.
Do we have to do any, can we just change the date like this in the meeting, or do we need to do?
I spoke to Cheryl, and
Okay.
she said it's up to you guys to decide but he has to
Resend.
notify the abutters of the change of the dates.
Right.
And if they have an issue, they will contact me or John Flynn.
What are the dates again?
September 8th through the 11th, and the hours would be the same as the other event.
I guess my only question is, with there's schools in session, is there anything with traffic or buses or anything like that that we need to think about that usually doesn't happen in the summer?
Well,
But I
because
think
we're
the
not
hours
open
are,
until...
off school time, it's.
Oh, yeah, 6 to 11, okay. Great. Any other,
No, I would just, I'm gonna, based on your vote, I will direct Mr. Flynn to the captain in charge of the details to make sure there's a safety plan and the traffic mitigation plan. But
Yeah.
we have no other issue.
any other questions from the commission? From the public, any questions? Okay. Motion to approve the new date, September 8th to September 11th.
I second that.
Great, all in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Public hearing to consider a transfer of an all kinds of alcoholic beverages license application from Nilam LLC, DBA Caribbean Liquors, to Regastall Inc., DBA Broadway Liquors at 399 Broadway.
Good evening. My name is Attorney Ian Hedges, here on behalf of the applicant. So as you stated, this is a transfer of a Section 15 all-alcoholic beverages license for the business known as Caribbean Liquors, located at 399 Broadway. With me here tonight is Ike Asuga. He's the proposed manager of the license and one of the two shareholders of the corporation. Ike has significant retail experience. He's owned a gas station in Brockton for about the past 15 years and also purchased Heller's Liquors here in Chelsea. He's operated that store for about the past year. No incidents or violations there, and he is tip certified as well. There won't be any changes to the hours. The one employee that currently works there will continue to work there as well. So it's really just a change in ownership. Aside from that, there is a pledge of the license to the applicant's lender, Rockland Trust Company. But other than that, happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Any questions?
Not right now. Not right now.
Captain?
No, Caribbean Liquors has been here forever, and it's the one liquor store that's never been before us. They did a good job in policing themselves. We have no issue since he's taken over Heller's. We just, for the record, that the alcohol problem in the city is actually 7 times worse than opioid use, and we do have people that, maybe unbeknownst to the owners, but they wait outside and have people buy for them. So just to be very cognizant of, you know the people who come into your store, to make sure that they're not intoxicated. And if they could just, since we do not have it in our regulations, if they can keep the front facade clear looking in so we can see the clerk. It's just protective for you, and it's better for your business. Caribbean Liquors did an excellent job at that. And that's all.
Great, thank you. Anyone from the public want to speak up?
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Are you planning to change anything in the store?
Not quite. Most likely it will be operated as it is right now. The only change may be on the sign, because the owner of the name, original owner of the name Caribbean, who happens to be the landlord, has insisted that the name is his corporate name. So there's most likely going to be a new DBA for that name.
Okay, thanks.
Motion to approve?
Motion?
Second.
Great, all in favor? Aye. Great, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, public hearing to consider an RFP of all kinds of alcoholic beverages, license application to Kushala Sip Coffee House, Chelsea, DBA Kushala Sip Coffee House and Amusement and Entertainment license application at 140 Pearl Street. Can you state your name?
Good evening. My name's Michael Floyd, and I'm...
Can you speak into the mic?
Oh,
Sorry, just
sorry.
for the, yeah.
How's that, a little bit better?
Yeah, just for the recording purposes.
Michael Ford, representing the licensee. With me is the major shareholder, Dalia Valencia, and to my immediate right is Stephen Joyce, the proposed manager. Does everybody have a copy of the RFP? I did bring backups if you needed them. Everybody has it?
We're good.
Yeah.
All right, and then the only other two submissions is we do have letters of support from the area and the block. We'll submit that, as well as the abutters affidavit and proof of notification. So here's what you have in the RFP and the application. This is Kushala Sip Coffee House, concept that we want to put in at 140 Pearl Street. It's an application for all alcohol beverages license. And what's unique about this is this concept of this coffee house, this Kushala, and the types of coffees that they work have been successful in various other places in the state, from Stoneham to Reading, Melrose, since 2015. So they have, although a small business, although a unique small concept, they do have a track record.
Is
Now-
this the only one, though, with alcohol? Do you serve alcohol at your other locations?
No, not currently there. This is a lot smaller.
Yeah. I'm curious as to sort of why in Chelsea, like, you are sort of interested in serving alcohol, because your other ones don't have alcohol.
Well, this is a concept that I'm from Mexico originally. This is a concept that is very popular in my country and most coffee houses. And when I opened 7 years ago in Stoneham, I wanted to do it, but it wasn't easy because it's a very small space. I don't really have the space to accommodate that. Even food is harder. We're growing out of space in there. But when we decided we wanted to expand and that we were ready for it, and we were able to also get people behind us to invest in it, that's when we started looking for different places. And Chelsea, the location is spacious enough for that. It's perfect because it's a location that it goes to different parts of Boston, and it's also very diverse, which is another thing that it's very important for us because we want to bring in menu that comes from different parts of the world. Which is why.
And to just echo that, as you can see in the appendix, there's a pretty robust menu and cocktail. And the whole idea is with the expansion of this is the tapas element, which is going to expand it into the afternoon and evening.
And the main offering also to make it different is the coffee cocktails, not just cocktails in general, but something that goes with coffee.
Yeah.
And with respect to this, is going into a brand new building. It's going to be right there on to serve that need. And they have gone around and obtained signatures and letters of support of people right in that block. Even though we do believe it's also going to be a destination location. With respect to the hours, as you can see in here, seeking 6 to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, the expanded to the 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. on the Friday and Saturday. With the Sunday, I think it was put in for 4 o'clock. They wanted to do something conservative, but would have plans to be able to be open at 10 on that. It's going to have 50 seats, 10 outside, and again, the packet and the presentation, which I'm sure you've all had the opportunity to review, it really shows why this is unique. And there's a market diversification section on the package, which looks at why this will work, how it couples it, and there's really nothing like this, nothing like this around. And the other thing, just to also echo, is the fact of this isn't just any coffee. This is a unique coffee that both Dalia and her partner have put together in all these locations, and they have quite a story from when they met getting their masters here in this state. I can go in a little bit for the manager of record, Mr. Joyce.
I mean, I've read. Do you want more background on the manager? I mean, I think I've read about the. Do you want?
No, I've read it all.
All right.
I'm kind of wondering, is this going to be like a Starbucks, a workspace in the daytime? where people
Excuse
can
me?
come? Is this gonna be kinda like Starbucks in the daytime, where workspace, where people come in and they write their books, or they do their
Well,
drawings, or whatever they
yes,
do,
kind
study?
of, but it's gonna be also like a full service. You know, we're gonna have waiters. People can sit and have breakfast during the morning, lunch during the day. They can also come and have just a coffee and work, have meetings there. Or the moms, which is very typical now where we are, the moms come in the middle of the day after school and are with the kids having a snack or something. So in that sense, yes, it's gonna be very similar. But we're gonna actually cook the food in there. It's not gonna be prepackaged.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, as far as the atmosphere, the ambiance, and I think that maybe you're getting that, there is the application, if it's already gone in, that there's going to be acoustic, just single acoustic music to set sort of that
Couple of days,
atmosphere and
yeah.
vibe on the weekends.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, what was the closing time again?
On the Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday would be 9 p.m. The Friday would be Friday through Saturday 7 to 10 p.m. and then Sundays 7 to 10 p.m. also.
The challenge, I mean, parking's probably, just for your parking's gonna be hard for people to, there's just not a lot of parking around there, but that's.
Parking?
It's street parking, but it's not, the weekends are probably better, but it's hard to park around there. And you're on Broad, you know, that one way is gonna be tough,
Yeah,
but.
we're gonna promote people, like, we've seen a lot of restaurants that are like in Cambridge and Somerville to promote to use the T. You know, park in the T stations and maybe walk. That's for people coming from outside. Hopefully the people, our main customers are also from Chelsea and the surrounding neighborhoods, which makes it easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, we noticed that. But yeah, although it seems like in the evenings it kind of frees up a little bit, but.
Yeah. Captain, is there any?
No, the parking would be the concern, especially as Mr. McAteer made note, if it ends up being like a Starbucks, which has the market basket area, it could clog parking up for people. That'd be the only thing. On the other side, it does reflect the community having something different here instead of a typical bar around the corner. So I think the business idea, I think it'll do well. It'll be just traffic, and we can monitor that and report back if there was ever an issue.
Yeah. And the hours are early, so it's not.
And
like
yeah, the
early.
hours are perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Anyone from the public have any? Yeah. Can you come up to the mic? Thank you.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Paul Scapiccio. I'm one of the owners of 140 Pearl Street. And, about 5 years ago, we came to Chelsea and we were contemplating buying the site and talked to the city manager and the development director. And we really bought into Chelsea and what Chelsea's doing and trying to really revitalize downtown. And at the time, when we sat down, we talked about just building residences, first floor up. And the city was really adamant about, we want to see eyes on the square, we want to see lights, we want to see activity. We think it's great to build housing, but we want to see you put commercial space on the first floor because that's important to us. And so that's what we did. And this is a great commercial space. In terms of the use, we looked at physical therapists, we looked at dentists, we looked at laundromats, and really the idea, those are great, they close down at 5. And here, when we first bought that building, nighttime, not the greatest kind of flow of people in the area. And, we had some issues with vandalism when we were doing construction and the like. We thought always that this would be a great spot for a cafe and a business that would be, open to the public and something that might be a little bit different. And, that's what we have here today, right? A great, diverse group of folks trying to do something really cool. And so, I wanted to make sure that I came to say, like, this is what I think we all would want in that space. I think they're a good operator. They've got a place over in Stoneham. We've been there for coffee and pastries, and people like it, and it's a good use. So I just wanted to come and say that, we bought into what Chelsea's doing. I think this is an extension of all the good stuff that you guys are doing, and hopefully you'll see clear to maybe approving the application. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I add just one more thing, just the 30-day, they may not know about requirement for 30-day video for businesses that serve alcohol. It's in the guidelines, but it's 30 days of video on the outside of your property, inside. Okay, that's one thing we do check, so when you do open, I have one of my...
I have it in my shop too. I actually report more than 30 days.
Thank you very much.
You never know.
Yeah, and they're right down the street, the police station, so it's really easy for them to stop by.
You mentioned that it was new construction. Is construction done?
Sorry, just for recording purposes, not to be a pain, but just so that we can...
The building construction is done. My partner is actually working with Dahlia and Vinod on the construction internally, and they're almost done, right? It's really nice.
They don't have a permit yet. They shouldn't be done yet. Tell them to come up my office.
No, they're not done yet. No, they're not done. But it would be something if, we'd love to have you there when they get a little further along to see it. But they are well underway on construction?
Yeah, the contractor is working on the permit.
I think what happens, the fire and the DPW, we're waiting for the sign-offs, then we'll give you the permit, and we're close.
Yeah, and then after that, we can continue with the rest of the other permits.
And what is, I don't remember the date, what is the projected opening?
Well, we're hoping,
Sorry,
we're hoping if everything goes well, we're hoping that it's somewhere between mid-August and end of August. That's what the contractors told us last time. If that date doesn't move again, but that's what we're hoping.
So I guess the question is, can we not vote?
September 8th.
No, but all these licenses, these are the 6 licenses we're going for, right? When are we gonna vote on these? This is just a,
Yeah, I
it's
think
just an RFP, we're not voting today.
the question would have to go back to Cheryl on if we
Yeah.
were waiting for the collection of the rest of the RFPs before we would vote on any of them.
Well, this is the only one so far, so that's why we put it on, so you guys can vote on. But there's
I don't
four
think we
others.
can vote. I like this idea, I like
There's
it.
four
I like
I
it
like
a lot,
everything
too.
about it, but I don't think we can, I mean, we
Not
could-
if we're advertising that we're accepting applications to a certain date for a certain number of RFPs.
Right, but there's 4 still out there. So 10 can apply, but only you guys are
100
going
could
to decide
apply, but.
who gets it.
Yeah.
So,
I guess the question is,
So-
Is there a
so I
deadline
don't know
that
if
we
we
have
have
to-
finalized when we're gonna have the vote. I know that some of the council said, well, can we wait to this date, wait to this date? I don't know if we ever voted on when we were gonna actually,
we
Make
didn't
the approval.
decide, we didn't have a date,
we never did, right?
right? I mean, I don't want to hold up a business because we've been,
Are the
But
licenses
I-
available yet? I don't even know if they're available yet.
Naomi, are they all available? So your people have, the RFP process has been out there, and no
right,
one's
and
applied.
nobody has applied. These are the only, Kushala Sip Coffee is the only one so far that has applied. And there's 4 others, and there's 2 beer and wine.
So we have 6 others that we have room for. I mean, what is this, so do you know what the city council?
I do believe that this meets everything that we are looking for.
Yeah,
The concern would be if we have an advertisement out that we have X number available and we are accepting applications until such and such a date.
I don't think we set a date though, did we?
I believe,
September. So we did say that.
so that would make me concerned if we voted on one prior
Yeah.
to that, if we made that advertisement.
I agree.
I agree.
We should wait till the date when we gave it to them.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason, because I think everything lines up completely with what we're looking for. Looks like Roy has something.
Yeah, Counselor.
It's a deadline of August from our minutes.
Oh, yeah, we were giving it
The
August
home rule
deadline.
petition on the 5 licenses that we're asking to do as part of the ones that are gonna be coming back to the city as part of the RFP, that bill is still pending, and it has not passed the House yet. It's still in subcommittee on consumer affairs. So, as a matter of fact, this morning Cheryl was going to respond to some additional questions they had. So, until that is all settled, those 5 that were going to be part of this RFP,
We can't
should be-
issue them anyways.
Should not issue them or wait until that whole bill process is happening.
So we can't even vote if we wanted to?
Nope.
Okay, so unfortunately, we cannot actually vote tonight. I think the good news is, I think we all love this idea. I don't think there's any issue with it. I just think it's more the procedurally, we have to wait till it passes through the legislature, correct? Until we actually get the RF, so we get the license. So we can't vote So we have to wait till the September meeting. Do we think it'll be in September, Counselor?
Well, I don't think they need to come back if we, we got their,
Or you don't think we need to?
I don't think they need to come back, but when we vote, there's 6 licenses out there, and they're one of the 6 that's up for the candidate.
Yeah, so you don't need to come back and do the pitch, like we got it. So I think it's just, we have to wait till we actually get the licenses.
To vote,
The
yeah.
approval of the
To the
RFPs.
approval, yeah.
I do have one question,
Yeah.
though, because you said you're not completed with the restaurant. Are you prepared for the acoustics? I know before, in other cases, everyone complained about the noise, so how that's going to affect if you have the entertainment license for the acoustics?
They have applied for the entertainment and the CD. It's not complete until, once they know that roughly what time they're gonna be opening up, and then they'll finish off, the
So it's still not
applications.
completed anyway?
Right. The A&E is not completed.
Okay.
The liquor license, that part is done. The CV is not done because they're waiting for, the building to be, ready and up and ready. And then they'll apply for the A&E.
So another meeting to, okay, thank you for explaining that.
That's a great question. Yeah, just unsolicited advice that we've just dealt with some, just make sure the apartment building the noise is, we've had some residents complain about bars that are right next door and the music and all that. So obviously your hours are different, but it's still, people will complain about the music. So as long as there's the acoustics or,
Some of the people that signed the letters of support are tenants in the building.
Yeah, but they haven't heard the music yet.
We did ask the contractor to put something in the ceiling that they already put that prevents noise.
Great.
And we also are planning to have something, not like a big party thing, it's more like somebody with acoustic guitar, not even with speakers, because in those cases you don't really need it.
Yep.
So that's the plan.
Excellent. Okay, great.
Great.
I'm sorry, I made the mistake. They did apply for A&E, and it's on this agenda.
Okay,
So you can ask them whatever you want to ask them
Yeah,
about what
the
entertainment.
amusement one, they did apply
That's-
for.
So we could
That's
vote
why
on
I
that
asked,
technically
Because it's on the agenda.
today. We could vote on amusement today.
Yes.
So why don't we do that? Make a vote on the amusement.
I would make a motion to approve the amusement license.
Okay.
So
Does anyone have any
amusement-
other questions on the
So the
amusement
amusement
license?
is TV. Let me get to that page.
They have the live
No,
music.
I mean, I still have concerns, and
It-
they haven't finished the construction yet, though. I just want to understand. We're saying okay without the construction being completed?
We don't have to. I mean, we
Naomi,
could
don't
vote
see
on
the-
it.
I don't see the application. It's in the front? Oh, yeah.
Second page,
All the way to the
third
front.
page,
Getting there.
after the,
I'm on page 78.
I think I'm on page 400.
Yeah, it's a big application.
Oh, here it is.
they're looking for a radio, TV, and the use of amplification. Number of radios, 1, number of TVs, 2.
And what's the use of amplification for, if you're gonna have acoustic music?
Oh, but that's for music during the day, like ambience music, not for the people that
Oh, yeah,
perform.
that's the other
More
one.
like a speaker on the background for
So there'll be no
ambience.
DJs ever, there'll be no...
No, it's more, that's what we do today in the store. We have ambience music low, just so it doesn't sound too boring.
Like Starbucks.
Okay,
More for ambience.
Okay,
okay.
I'm fine with that. No, okay.
Captain, any questions on?
No, the music would be, it's always a concern for the neighbors.
You got greenhouse, old age home right
Exactly,
next
you
door.
have the elderly people in the neighborhood. There's just obviously no dancing. It's.
Dancing's
we'll
illegal
obviously
here.
monitor that very closely.
The only thing I would want to point out is you noted that you were doing hours of 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., and your amusement license goes until 9 p.m.
Okay.
based upon the application there. So you have it from to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. I don't see anything for Saturday, and you have it ending at 5 on Sunday.
That's weird.
So
I see the same thing.
you see that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good catch.
I need to
Yeah, yeah.
check. I probably need to fix that, because I thought I put it till 10 on the weekends, except for Sunday,
Yeah, it says till 9.
Yeah, Naomi's showing it to them.
Oh, it got cut off. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it got cut off.
It got cut off when I did copy paste to put it here. It got cut off. Yeah, because it doesn't show Saturdays.
Should we resubmit, or can we do it orally here?
We could just add to it.
Yeah, we can just change it here. I mean,
Okay,
we
we
change it all the time.
Just add it.
So we'll amend it here
10 o'clock on
till 10.
Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
and then
Friday,
9 to
Saturday,
10.
10
Yep.
p.m.
You're not looking to have it until 10 on a Sunday, are you?
No. No.
So what can we motion on today, knowing what we know? Okay.
I mean, are you comfortable voting on the amusement
On the amusement?
license?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they can, look, if they get,
I
if
just needed
there's
more
complaints, then they'll come
information,
back.
yeah. That's
I mean,
fine.
they'll be before us, as many people are, and,
Sounds good to me.
okay. I'll make a motion.
Well, you already motioned, didn't you?
Yes, I made a motion to approve the amusement and entertainment license.
I'll second her motion.
Great, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great, so amusement is approved. When we get word of the actual alcohol license, you don't have to come back. We'll vote on it. We have a meeting September 8th, which hopefully it should be ready by then, and then we can vote on it, and we'll move forward.
Okay.
Great,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the final one, because Los Amigos isn't. Public hearing to consider a change of hours from 11 PM, change to close at 1 AM of all kinds of alcohol license application for Aguilar Corporation, DBA Bar La Cueva, 802 Broadway, Chelsea. Hi.
Good evening, how are you? Attorney
Good.
Jeffrey Rosario Turco for the applicant, Aguilar Corporation.
Great.
Okay. I submitted, on behalf of my client, we submitted a request to change the hours. Monday, right now they're Monday through Friday, 3 to 11. We're looking for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Thursday, we're essentially keeping it the same. Thursday, Friday, 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. And Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. My client has owned this property and has had the establishment since 2008. Right prior to COVID, the commission reduced his hours back to 11 o'clock. During COVID, he was closed essentially for 2 years. It reopened last September. He does serve small food, I think sort of in the post-COVID world. It is right on Broadway. At the commission staff's request, though it wasn't required, I did reach out to the director Butter, who had previously made the objection. I told her, and I told Mary, about your name, Zawalski, that I would let the commission know that I did in fact talk with her on the phone. She did voice her concern and her objection. She said she wasn't up to physically coming here. She did say she was going to give a note to somebody to bring to the commission, but I've relayed that to, as I told her I would, she does object to it. Her view was that it's a residential neighborhood. Our view is this is on Broadway. My client's been there a long time. He's a good neighbor. He attempts to be a good business owner. They tell you never ask a question or make a comment without knowing the answer. He does tell me, he said if the captain would probably be able to vouch that he hasn't had a problem. He keeps the video up to date like he's supposed to, and he does try to be a good neighbor in the neighborhood. Essentially, trying to run a business like this with hours at 11 o'clock, just you run into a profitability gap, and then you make the decision, do you have to open earlier in the day, which I don't think anyone wants, versus trying to make those extra couple hours at night. And so we'd ask you a favorable consideration.
Questions?
I would be interested in anybody's memory as to why the commission rolled back their hours prior.
I was the only one there.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
We had like a 4-hour video. Remember that, Captain? We had a 4-hour video. We watched the videos of all the issues, but that was a long time ago.
It was a while ago. And in fairness to the establishment, when businesses have gone a couple of years, I mean, obviously COVID also influenced it. We have provided other businesses to go back to their regular hours.
Yeah.
And we have not had since They've been reopened post, well, this new
I
COVID
wanna
era.
say-
We have not had any issues that I.
It was intoxication out front, things like that, right?
Yeah, there was things out front, that there was issues at closing time, and I do know the, party who lives next door very well. She is very vocal, about, and she watches everything in the neighborhood, so I would keep her happy and be a very, good neighbor to her. She's lived there forever, and she does notify us when things are gone awry, but we haven't had any issues, in recent memory.
And how long have you been reopened?
September 2021, it reopened.
Oh, not that far. I'm curious, on Sunday you have to 1 a.m. Is that normal for most businesses to?
I mean, are bars open till 1 a.m.? Yeah, I mean, they are.
Really?
I don't
Especially
really
during
love it,
football
but it's not abnormal.
I only question Sunday 1 a.m. because that's still a residential area
Yeah,
around that,
I agree.
around the bar for Sunday.
I think, I mean, I looked at it on Google Earth right before I came in. Attorney Midland's office is right next to Crafton Hall on one side, and then there's, I think, 2 driveways between the back of the building, a driveway, then the residential building where Mrs. Again, Skowski lives. So, but it is right on Broadway itself.
So you're trying for Monday through Thursday to 11?
So he wants to keep Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 3 to 11.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, 3 to 1, and Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., 1 a.m.
Okay, so Thursday through Sunday, you want
Closing
1
at 1
a.m.
a.m.
Yes.
Captain?
No, obviously you all have the power to vote. I do think Sunday may be a bit much.
Yeah.
At least maybe like what you've all done in the past, that you give them the Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday back to 11. If everything goes well, then they can come before and just add the extra hour. I think it's a good idea. Sunday is a tough night. I know it is.
It's a
there is
weeknight before
businesses-
Monday, you know?
It is, it is not really close, like he said. Across the street, there's convenience shops, there's the law office, but the housing right behind them, there is housing right behind them.
Yeah.
And in the past, when the place empties out, like some of our other establishments, they are gonna call us. We did have a video camera right there. Unfortunately, it's been moved temporarily because of some project with Verizon. So we will have a camera back on there, which actually lets us view their property perfectly. So that should be back up in the next couple of months.
Would you be, to change your mind till at least 11 p.m. on Sunday?
That's fine.
Okay.
I did want to just point out, because we did request to change it out, to change the opening hours on Saturday and Sunday to 11, because right now it's 3 o'clock. So I just want to make sure when if you
Yeah,
approve it.
that's
then-
fine, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And how are you doing financially? You doing better? So all those problems happened because he was in trouble financially, buying beer off liquor stores, other issues. You're doing better financially?
With these hours we have right now, no.
Are you surviving?
Yes.
Are you making a profit?
No.
Can you hang in there? Are you gonna be all right? Are you know?
Well, that's why he wants the
I have
hours.
a job.
Yeah. Well, you don't want what happened last time to happen again, so.
I have to. That's why
You're gonna
I
do
have the
better.
job and I
He
work
has
it
to.
with complete
Okay.
the monthly bills with my paycheck.
Okay. Okay, so so the motion is the hours except for Sunday, we move it from 1 a.m. to 11 p.m. So Sunday is 11 p.m. closing.
Can we go to?
All right, motion. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh,
I'm
the
sorry.
public.
Yeah, sorry, open up to the public. Go ahead.
Thank you. On behalf of the neighbors in the area, absolutely no. This is a primarily a residential area. It is completely abutted by residential. Across the street, both sides. Yes, it's on Broadway, but it's on a corner, and you have all of Eleanor Street, completely residential, Clark Ave right there. Even on Broadway, in that area, is primarily residential. It's not a big commercial zone. There are two retail this bar, and then the convenience store across the street. And next door is a law office that operates 9 to 5, so it doesn't really bring a lot of noise and so forth to that area. This introduces, again, a lot of different noise at late hours to a heavy residential area, which is a concern to those neighbors. Yes, if it scares me to hear that in order to survive, this gentleman or this establishment needs to open up beyond 11 o'clock. Well, what type of business are you talking about when you bring in a bar that really is not serving a lot of food? It's not a big kitchen. You know, it's primarily just drinking. So you're having patrons staying on beyond 11, 12, 1 o'clock, coming out. And I've lived by bars next to this. I've heard nothing but complaints by bars that do this in residential areas, that the patrons, regardless of the actions of what goes inside, they go outside and they cause noise. They get into cars. They're urinating in the properties next door, and that's not what we want for our neighbors there. So respectfully, I think this is a bad idea. Mm-hmm. And in neighborhoods where specifically bars like this have had those hours specifically like that. If it was downtown, even then, we would worry about this sort of thing because there's now even more people living downtown. But having been to this is 99% residential, this would be a huge mistake. So I beg the committee not to allow this extension of hours. Otherwise, you're surely going to hear complaints later on, and then you're going to have egg on your face and have to redirect the hours and say, okay, here we go, we got to take the hours back. And so I don't think it's fair to set up these sort of bad expectations. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor.
Hi, my name is Sarah Neville, and I live at 40 Eleanor Street, 2 doors down from this bar, and I'm here to read a letter from Mary Salkowski, who lives at 38 Eleanor Street, which is the abutter. She writes, Chelsea Licensing Committee, I live at 38 Eleanor Street next to La Cueva Bar and would not wish to have the hours changed. This is a residential area and has no need for a bar at this location. There is no parking as is, and the patrons, upon leaving, have no consideration for the neighbors. Most of the patrons are from outside the city. Thank you. I would also like to echo Roy's and Mary's concerns. Everyone I've talked to about the bar immediately has a negative reaction. It has a bad reputation. And, Mary is in her 70s. She's lived there for 40 years. And she has, people come out of the bar very, very intoxicated. They make a big mess on the street. They urinate all around the block. And it is a really residential neighborhood. The attorney called Mary, but he didn't call, apparently, there's a family, or 3 units of all Spanish-speaking families who live next door to this bar and then next door to the law office. And then there's us, and then, so the whole block, it's all residential except for, the corner stores, which are across the street. It's super, super residential, and it just doesn't make sense. And on the weekends, we don't have parking because people are parking and going to this bar, and Mary has also witnessed a lot of intoxicated people getting into their cars, and it's not great. I am not against, loud music. I know we live in an urban area, but this bar seems to operate as a nightclub, and it does not make sense for the corner of Broadway and Eleanor to have a nightclub on it, and so I'm against the hours changing. Thank you.
Thank you.
May be briefly heard?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I just want to be clear about the one comment about I only called Mary. It was suggested to me by Naomi, if I may, that I personally notify Mary, even though it was not required under your rules. Yeah. And so I did that because that's what I was asked to do. If I was asked to contact every neighborhood in the city, I would have done that. But so we went above and beyond by reaching out to her directly. Mm-hmm. Number one. Number two, you heard the captain, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, Captain, say since his hours are reduced, he has not been a problem. He's tried to be a good neighbor. He does the right thing. There is a convenience store across the street. There is a law office next door. It is on Broadway. And ultimately, a business like this really has 3 options. One is it can stay like it is and try to puddle along and see if it can make a go at it for a while longer. 2, it can get its hours extended on the evening end. Or 3, it can get its hours extended during the day. And I think that from at least if I were in a butter, I think it'd be far better to have hours extended at the evening hour than during the day, to have people going into an establishment like this much earlier in the day. And so I think that in the beauty of you giving, I don't think you would have quote unquote egg on your face. I think if the commission exercised its discretion, gave the hours that we've requested as modified, and my client blows it, we'll be back here. The captain and his team will be here telling you why the hours should go back to 11 or why they should be suspended, and you will use your discretion. That is not egg on your face. That's being responsible, independent commissioners. And so I respectfully urge you to give my client a chance to be a good neighbor, continue to be a good neighbor, and make his business work. And again, if there's a problem, we'll be back here, and you'll be telling him why he blew it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Let me just say that the ABCC does not require a change of hours to have, to notify the abutters. But because he mentioned this particular lady, I said, why don't you call her and just let her know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the public? So I guess my question, I will say, if there are concerns that the bar operates as a nightclub only, that should be brought to the attention of the commission, and there are channels to do that properly. So that needs to be a disciplinary action. So if that is what's happening, I think that does need to be brought to us as a separate occasion. So I just ask that if that is really the case, then that needs to be brought to us in a different manner, and we can have that conversation and vote on it. I'm curious to hear what my fellow commissioners think.
I have a thought. Instead of asking us to give him a chance, I guess for me, what is he going to do to address the concerns of the public? I would like to know that.
Well, I think, Madam Commissioner, he'll do what he's been doing the last, at least since September, and prior to the hours being reduced, until the period before he closed, as the captain said, it was not a problem. So he certainly has figured out how to, if somebody's going to cause a problem at 11:30 at night or 12 o'clock at night, that certainly could cause a problem at 11 o'clock at night when they're leaving. And so I think he and his team, he owns the building, he's invested in the building. It's not like he's a fly-by-night person. He's been there since 2008. And I think he's demonstrated, at least since September, since he's back in full-time operation, that you haven't heard any complaints about him because of what he's doing. He intends to do that. It's been made loud and clearly known to him, both prior to this hearing, that, hey, nothing is permanent in this business and in this life. And if the commission gives you this, and Mary's unhappy, and I use her as an example just because she rightfully was the one that made the complaints before, if she or the neighbors make a complaint, we come before you, the commission can easily exercise its discretion in the opposite direction. So, I think I can say, and you can hear it from him directly, that he's committed to making this work so that you don't see his face again unless you happen to go to his establishment.
Thank you.
Past practice, we've incrementally increased people's hours back to where they were before we suspended them. Maybe 12 o'clock. Yeah. Maybe the music ends at 11. Maybe, I think if he's been doing everything right, I feel compelled to.
I agree. I think there's a way to compromise. So he gets to have a little bit back. We see how he does with that. But we don't go to 1 a.m.
So I'm hearing from you two midnight.
Are you willing to change it to midnight for now?
That's really up to us, not him.
It's up to us, but it's a courtesy.
I think the concern is, they're saying it's loud and rowdy, but there's a lot of
It has to be documented.
We did have it till 1, we just brought it back because of the issue. If we haven't any problems, it's pretty hard not to give him something.
So, if I may, on the closing end, we'd ask, so we had asked for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to 11, keep that Thursday, Friday, we'd ask to 1 if we put that at midnight, with the understanding that we can come back, whether it's you tell us when you want, 6 months, 9 months, and we'd ask for Saturday and Sunday, if it was possible, to do midnight, even on the Sunday, just to make it easier with the loss of those hours. So it'd be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would be requesting until midnight, if you would consider it.
Sunday, we say 11, yeah. Sunday will 11, just because it's a Sunday. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, midnight. And then we'll see how it goes.
And what's the time period you want to evaluate that? Just so I don't waste your time and come back in 6 months, you say, no, we want 3 more.
I like your suggestion of 6 months, if everyone agrees.
Yeah. 6 months. And then we can reevaluate.
Hopefully I see you in 6 months happily, not for another reason. Thank you.
All right. Should we talk? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday till midnight, 3 p.m. to midnight. Thursday, Friday, 3 p.m. to midnight. Saturday, 11 a.m. to midnight. Sunday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Yep.
Okay.
So a motion to approve. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Good night.
And I will just say, no, you guys are good. If there are complaints, and Captain Keith, I'm sure you're saying that, but if there are complaints about the bar, like, we need to know, and please let us, it's our job to hold bars accountable, and so we can't, do that.
I explained to the resident that my information is data-driven based on, what is reported to us.
That's right.
We obviously don't go in there all the time, but I just gave her my cell phone number to give to the neighbors, and that's how we will,
If we don't get the
because of her
complaints, we
coming
won't know.
tonight and other neighbors. And again, I know some of the commissioners are willing to actually come and visit some of these places on surprise visits, especially on the weekends, so
Yeah.
you don't have to hear it from us, because I do believe there's a problem with volume at all these places, and it has to come, maybe that will start the process of coming to some regulation about how loud some of these places are inside, because that is a complaint you've all heard in the last 2 or 3 meetings.
Yep, exactly.
Agreed. Thank you for doing that.
Great, so Los Amigos has moved to September, so we are done with the agenda. Meeting is adjourned until September 8th.
We agree.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you.